Overseas now, and the European Union thought it had a trade deal with the US. That's until further concessions were requested from the White House last week. Now, according to the Wall Street Journal today, the EU is preparing a counterattack. Joining us live is former Trump trade advisor Kellyanne Shaw. Kellyanne, it's good to see you again this morning. So it moved from 10% to 15%, possibly higher, from the US to the European bloc. What's the tactic here?
Well, good morning. Thank you so much for having me. Now, there's certainly a lot at play in these negotiations, and you had Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick on television in United States on Sunday saying that he thought that the United States and Europe would almost certainly get a deal. So I think there's still a tremendous amount of goodwill at the very top at these political levels to try to work something out between two of the world's largest trading partners. But certainly the United States is asking a lot, and their argument is that we are the deficit country. That the European Union has had the better of the advantage over the past several decades, and that the level playing field needs to happen by the EU making certain concessions. But I will say this, there's only one person making the final decision in the United States, and that's the President of the United States. And so it's whatever Trump thinks is enough, that will be the United States' final position.
Okay, so according to the report for Europe, it's planning these countermeasures now. Germany says all options are on the table, whatever that means. So how could it hurt the US if Europe wanted to?
Yeah, well, the US-EU trading relationship is one of the largest in the world, and we depend on each other for a myriad of goods and services, many of which are critical sectors for the United States. But that said, there's still a long way to go. We still have 10 days until this August 1st deadline, at which point tariffs will go up on the US side, and then a few days later will go up on the European side, and they're preparing another round of retaliation as well. I'm still relatively bullish on both sides getting a deal at the end of the day. I think this trading relationship is far too important on both sides of the Atlantic. But that said, the European Union is doing what it feels it needs to do in terms of preparing for potential retaliation.
So how much of all this, I mean, further to that point, how much of all this is just bluff and bluster on both sides?
Yeah, I spent 10 years as a U.S. trade negotiator, and I can tell you there's a fair amount of theater involved in negotiations. And so I think that's part and parcel with the exercise. Certainly, there are real substantive concerns that the United States has with its trading relationship with Europe. Some of this is tactical, and a lot of this on the European side is tactical as well.
All right, Kellyanne, it's nice to talk to you as always. We'll chat again soon.